Rosyth mid-year exam 2021 primary 6 paper 2. I will go through every question in paper 2. So let's begin. So the first question, John bought 15 identical plates. City bought 11 such plates. She also bought 5 cups for $40. Both John and City spent the same amount of money. What was the cost of one plate? So after reading the question, the keyword I identified is same amount of money. So for John and City, both spent the same amount of money. Let me draw a bar model to represent the total amount of money spent by John. And then, of course, for City, it will be the same bar model because they spent the same amount of money. So the first statement says, John bought 15 identical plates. In other words, this entire bar of John's spending is on 15 plates. If you look at the second statement, City bought 11 such plates and 5 cups for $40. So this entire bar that represents City spending is split into 2 portions. One portion is for 11 plates and the other portion is for 5 cups. And that 5 cups cost $40. All right. So this is a comparison model, one bar comparing to another bar. So what we normally compare the plates first, something identical, which is plates in both bar. So 15 plates minus 11 plates is equal to 4 plates. And therefore, this is 4 plates. 4 plates is equal to $40. 1 plate is equal to 40 divided by 4, and 1 plate is $10. All right, so that's the answer for question 1. Let's go on to question 2. Question 2. So question 2, study the diagram below. In diagram, it shows a cupcake, and every 6 cupcakes, oh, when it comes, there's no ink. Every 6 cupcakes cost $3p. Mrs. Davy bought 24 cupcakes. She gave the cashier $50. How much change? So the question is looking for change, which she received. So first, let's find out how much is 24 cupcakes. Now we know that cupcakes are sold in 6. So for 24 cupcakes, how many groups of 6 must Davy purchase? So divide by 6, Davy must purchase 4 groups of 6 in order to have 24 cupcakes. Each group of 6 costs $3p. So 4 groups of 6 cost 4 times 3p, and that will give you $12p. So this is amount City paying for 24 cupcakes. She gave the cashier $50, and the change she will receive will be the amount, the cash she gave to the cashier minus the cost of the 24 cupcakes. And that's the answer. Okay, leave it as it is. 50 minus 12p. Don't have to do a dollar sign here because the question is already proved. The answer up here has already got a dollar sign. Let's continue with question number 3. Okay. So question number 3, in the figure below, the rectangle ABCD is made up of 2 parts. So let me indicate. So there's Y and W. So this is W. All right. The printer, the bullshit is printed without W. So there is Y. The unshaded semicircle is a Y, and the shaded region is W. So let's call this semicircle let's denote. We call the word to use is denote the semicircle circumference, which is this semicircle circumference be SC. SC. We call this SC. Okay. Let me clear this. So this is SC. Let me indicate clear this SC. I don't know how you things out. Okay, this SC. This SC. Okay. Doesn't include the straight line AD. So SC is just the curved side of the semi-circumference. Semicircle circumference. Okay. Now let's continue. The length of AB is twice the length of BC. So I let this be 2 units and this be 1 unit. Okay, twice. Part Y is formed by the semicircle and the line AD. Okay, so this is also 1 unit, these 2 units. The perimeter of Y is 90 centimeter. So the perimeter of Y consists of 1U plus SC, right? 1U plus this SC. Okay. The perimeter of W will consist of 2U plus 1U plus 2U plus SC. Okay. So this with 2U plus 1U plus 2U plus SC. So which is equal to 5U plus SC. Okay, so repeat again. Let me get this is 2U plus 1U plus 2U plus this line SC. Okay, so this is the parameter of W. Now the question, let me erase some of the information here so that it's easier for me to. Now the question says that the parameter of Y is 90. So this is 90 centimeter. And the parameter of W is 230. So this is 230 centimeter. So if you compare the parameter of Y and X and W, you will notice that there's a common base, which is SC. So if I use 230 minus away 90, effectively what happens is that SC over here minus SC over here will be gone, leaving behind 5U minus 1U. Okay, so in other words, 5U minus 1U, which is equal to 4U, has to be equal to 230 minus 90, and that gives you 140. 4U is 140, then right here, 4U is equal to 140. 1U will be equal to 140 divided by 4, and that gives you 35. Now, what's the question? Find the parameter of the rectangle ABC. The rectangle ABC consists of 2U, 1U, 2U, 1U, altogether 6U. All right. So answer is 6 times 35. That's give you 210. That's answer 210. Let's continue with question number 4. Okay, Mark and Ali collected some newspaper for recycling. The ratio of the mass of the newspapers Mark collected to the mass of the newspapers Ali collected was 1:3. After their neighbors gave them 42 kilograms of newspaper each, the ratio becomes 2:3. How many kilograms of newspaper did both of them collect all together in the end? The keyword is, or rather the key phrase is this. Okay, let me highlight it for you. This, after the gave them 42 kilograms of newspaper each. So actually the keyword is each. So this statement tells me that they both receive the same amount of newspaper, 42 kilograms each. And that also tells me in a before change after question, obviously this is before change after. Before that, they were 1:3. After the change, they become 2:3. So when the change involves equal amount given to both persons, the common base is difference unchanged. Okay, so that's why this is the keyword, because they receive the same amount, the difference before and after remain unchanged. So let's approach the question using this concept. So begin with Mark versus Ali, or Mark is Ali, is 1:3. Because difference unchanged, that indicates the difference here, 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. So the Mark received 42 kilograms. Ali received 42 kilograms. And after that, their ratio become 2:3. Okay, difference is 1. 3 minus 2, 1. So because the difference remains unchanged, this 2 and this 1 has to be of the same value. What I can do is times 2 to make it the same, make it a 2. 3 times 2, 6, 2 times 2, 4. Now you can see that the difference is unchanged. Now let's focus on the value given in the question. The value in the question there's 2, 42, or for Mark, or 42 for Ali, right? So what I will do is I will pick Mark. Okay, I'll pick Mark. So Mark has changed from 1 unit to 4 units. So difference is 3 units. So basically Mark increased by 3 units. Therefore, 3 units has to be equal to 42 kilograms. 1 unit is equal to 42 divided by 3. That gives you 14. So 14 kilograms is equal to 1 unit. Let's read the question. The question is, how many kilograms of newspaper did both of them collect all together? All together in the end, okay? In the end is 4 plus 6. So 4 plus 6 units is 10 units. So 10 times 14. And that's the answer. 140 kilograms. Let's continue with question 5. So question 5, Ken can paint a room in 8 hours. Raja can paint the same room in 10 hours. So each statement can either be true, false, or not possible to tell. So the first statement, both of them will take less than 4 hours to finish painting the room together. So the first thing we do is need to calculate whether in 4 hours can they finish painting the room together. Okay, so from here, from this statement, Ken can paint a room in 8 hours, which means in 1 hour, Ken can paint 1/8 of the room, right? Raja can paint the same room in 10 hours. So in 1 hour, Raja can paint 1/10 of the room. And if they were to work together, that's the room that the proportion of room that can get painted. So 1/8 plus 1/10. Use your calculator, you get 9/40. So in 1 hour, together, they can paint 9 out of 40 of the room. So the question says, in 4 hours, what happens? Okay, in 4 hours, they can paint 9 over 40 times 4, and you get 9 over 10 of the room. 9 over 10 of the room is not yet a complete room. So this statement is false. The statement says it will take less than 4 hours to finish. So in 4 hours, they only paint 9, 10 of the room, so not yet finished. So the statement is false. So with a third person to paint the same room together, the 3 of them could finish painting the room in less than 4 hours. This is not possible to tell. It depends on the third person. If the third person is super hardworking and very fast, likely it will complete the room because you left 1/10 of the room. What if the third person really slow and that third person can't even paint 1/10 of the room in that 4 hours? Then the statement will be false. So this statement can either be false or can also be true. So the answer is not possible to tell. Right? So every statement in a true, false, not possible to tell, you need to analyze, calculate, and prove. All right? Not based on just guessing. Huh? So let's continue with question number 6. All right? So the figure below is not drawn to scale. ABCD is a parallelogram. So parallelogram, let's mark it parallelogram. This is parallel. Okay. HMJ is a triangle. All right. Okay. ADJ is 65 degrees. This is ADJ. Okay. MHJ is 93 degrees. And BMJ 140 degrees. Find BCD. So where is BCD? BCD. We're talking about this angle. Okay. So BCD is, okay, notice this is a parallel line, right? So the interior angle of a parallel line add up to 180 degrees. So this plus this 180 degrees. So therefore, 65 degrees plus BCD, which is this one, will add up to 180 degrees. So angle BCD must be equal to 180 minus 65. Answer is 115 degrees. So this is 115. Next, HJN. This is the angle you're looking for, okay? HJN. First, let's find what is this angle. Angle on the straight line. Angles on the straight line add up to 180 degrees. So this angle will be 180 minus 140. So it's 40 degrees. Now, next look at angle in a triangle. Also add up 180 degrees. So 180 minus this and this, you'll get this angle. Okay? So 180 minus 93 minus 40 degrees, you get 47. So that's answer for part B. This answer for part A. Let's continue with question number 7. Okay, this is this kind of question. Normally, I will just indicate the value of the graphs before I even start doing the question. So from here you can see this 200, this 400, this has to be 300. So this has to be 50s. These are all the markings must be in 50s. So visually, this will be 250. This will be 300. This will be 500. This will be 450. This will be 700. All right. Now, the question is, how many more cupcakes or, sorry, how many more cups of bubble tea was sold on Wednesday than on Tuesday? Okay, Wednesday is, after you fill up the values on the graphs, you can actually use it. This is 500, and Tuesday is 300. Okay, so normally I'll do this. I'll write it on the question, indicate the value next to the question. So I will not make it, it will minimize Carlos' mistake. Okay, so 500 minus 300, that will give you the answer for part A. Now, part B, what is the percentage increase in the number of cups of bubble tea sold on Friday? Friday is 700 compared to Monday, which is 250. So the increase is 700 minus 250. That will give you 450. So percentage increase will be, okay, 450 over the original. The original is Monday, say compared to Monday. So original is Monday. Multiply by 100%. Be careful, it's over Monday and not over Friday. Then that will give you 180%. That's part B. Let's continue with question number 8. The table below shows the cost of each can of paint. Mr. Tan bought some cans of red, blue, and yellow paints. The ratio of the number of cans of red paints to the number of cans of blue paints to the number of cans of yellow paint was 7:5:6. He paid 2,580 for all the cans of paint. How many cans of paint did he buy? So these are very typical quantity value question. So we shall use a quantity value table. Okay, so red, blue, yellow. Okay, so you have the quantity value, total value. I hope you still remember the quantity value table. We've been doing this so many times. So this will be the quantity 756. Value will be the price of the paint. So this is $9, this is $35, and this is $32. You need to write the number statement down. Don't just use a calculator. You need to do this. 7 times $9 gives you $63. Okay, so this is 63. Then this is 5 times $35. And gives you 175. Then this 6 times $32. That gives you 192. So fill it up. This is 175. And this is 192. So the marks will be given to the number statement, and not these. This table has no marks on it, just to help you to visualize better. So this is the table represents one group. So in one group, the total value of the paint, all the 3 color paint will be 63 plus 175 plus 192. So let's put a dollar sign. And then you will get 430. So this is the value of one group paint. Of course, the total value is 2580. So how many groups are there in 2580? So 2580 divided by 430. Use your calculator, you will get 6. So in other words, Mr. Dunn bought 6 groups of paint. Okay, 6 groups are like this. Groups like this 6 times. And paid 2,580 for it. Question is, how many cans are red? So there are 6 groups, and in each group, there are 7 cans. Pick the right number. Don't pick 63. Pick 7, because they're asking for how many cans. So it's talking about quantity. So 6 times 7, 42. That's the answer. Let's continue with question 9. So Mina had a collection of toys. 3 of them were marbles, and the rest were dolls and car models. So 3 are marbles, Therefore, 2/5 has to be doors and car models. All right. So 3/5 must be marbles. 2/5 must be doors and car models. So doors plus car models. So this is the ratio. The number of doors was 1/4 the number of car models. So 1 refers to doors and 4 refers to car models. So doors to car models is 1:4. Now we got two ratio. We look for a common base. The common base is D plus C. So in this case, it is 5. Over here, the first ratio is 2. Let's make 2 and 5 the same. Make it to 10. Times 5 over here, times 2 over here. 2, 8, 10. Now we have the common base done. Look for a value. The value is 156. 156 is the difference between marbles and doors. Because it says there were 156 more marbles than doors. Marbles is 15 units. Doors is 2 units. So the difference is 13 units. So 13 units is equal to 156. 1 unit is equal to 156 divided by 13. And answer is 12. So 1 unit is 12. Read the question again. How many toys did she have in her collection? We're talking about total. Total will be the marbles plus dolls and cars. So altogether, 15 plus 10. So in total, she bought 25, or she has a collection of 25 units of toys. 25 units is equal to 25 times 12, and that gives you 300. So that's her answer. That's the answer. Let's continue with question number 10. So the figure shows a cuboid made up of some identical unit cubes. 2 shaded cubes are removed and the remaining solid is painted red. What is the total number of painted faces? So let me draw for you. How does it look like after you remove it? Okay. So there is actually, if you look at it, there's okay, can you see that? I hope you can see it. So all right, now let's continue. So they're asking what is the total number of painted faces? So there are altogether 6 faces. Okay, so I indicate this is the left, this is the right face, this is the top, and this is the bottom. This is the front, and this is the bottom. This is the back. Okay. Now let's look at left. If you look from the left, there will be 4 faces. Look from the right, there will be 4 faces also. Right, can count. You look from the top, you will see 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 at the bottom here. 2 on top and 2 on the top. 4 on top and 2 at the bottom here. So altogether 6. All right. Bottom. Look, if you look from the bottom, there's also 6. Now I must look from the front. Front is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the back is the same. Back is also 5. All right. Then you must look at the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the inside there's 4. 2 here, and then 2 over here. Okay, so inside is 4. Now the question is, how many number of painted faces? So add it up. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus 4. 4 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 5 plus 4. And you'll get 34. So that's the answer. Okay, let's continue with question number 11. Question 11 is a little bit difficult, but this is a question, this is a folding question, okay? So let's look at the question. Okay, because there's a screen limitation, I'm going to go all the way to this, and then I'll go from this diagram. So what I will do is, in an all folding question, you need to unfold the paper. So let's unfold the paper. Let's unfold the paper. So this is how it looks like when it's unfolded. You have to, okay, so this is how it looks like when it's unfolded. Now, in a folding question, you must understand that the angles on the folded line must be equal. So this is a folded line. So this have to be equal to 72. Angle on the folded line must be equal, okay? Then this is also a folded line, okay? So this also for same 43. All right. This is a folded line, right? So let this be A. So this will also be A. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? No more. No more. That's all. Okay. That's all you can find. Now let's look at from this diagram. The first figure I'll look for is angle. Let me use another color pen. Angle FEH. FEH is this angle. Okay. This angle is on this is a straight line. So because we know that this is 43, this is 43, then FEH will be on a straight line. And answer will be 180 minus 43 minus 43, and we will get 94. So this is 94. All right. This is 90 degrees because this angle is actually same as this angle. Okay, these two are the same thing. It's just folded down here. All right, so this is 90 degrees. Now that we have 72, we have 90 degrees, we can find A because this angle on the inside a triangle. Okay, this triangle. Okay, so angle inside a triangle. Let's get answer. So first find angle A. Angle A will be equal to 180 degrees inside a triangle, minus away 72 degrees, minus away this 90 degrees. Okay, then you get angle A, which is equal to 18 degrees. So this 18, let me erase this and write 18. This 18 is 18 also. Okay. Now I can find this angle. This angle, this is a right angle because it's a piece of rectangle paper. So right angle, corner is right angle. So 90 degrees minus 18 minus 18, you get 54. So this is 54. All right. So now, let me show you something. Do you agree that this angle is also equal to this angle? It has to be equal because this is folded over to here. So when you fold it, this angle comes to here. So they are actually equal angle. They are the same thing. So the angle of this is equal to 18 plus 54. That will give you 72 degrees. So this is 72 degrees. Now, angle in a triangle, 43, 72 plus this angle, required angle, which is angle H. H, or rather, angle EJH. Angle EJH. EJH, which is angle. Okay, is equal to 180 minus 43 minus 72 degrees. That gives you 65 degrees. So this is answer to part B. Okay, FEH is this is part A. Okay, this is part A. is part B. All right. So the trick to solving angle question that involves folding is to first unfold it. Okay, let's continue with question number 12. So at first, Mr. Menon had 380 more books and magazines in his bookshop. He then sold 1/4 of the books and 3/5 of the magazines. The number of books left was $600 more than the number of magazines left. What was the total number of books and magazines Mr. Menon had at first? So let's read this. So the first, whenever there is a quantity difference, you draw a model. Okay, this is so books to magazine. So this is 380. This magazine. Okay. Now he sold 1/4 of the books. So books sold 1/4 minus 1/4. The way you record that is 4 parts. Take away 1, left 3. I hope you're familiar with this by now. Then 3/5 of the magazine. So magazine minus away 3/5. So 5, take away 3, left 2. Finally, there are 600 more. The books is 600 more than the magazine. So let's record this as a model again. 600 and magazine. All right. So this is a units and parts question because this two ratio has no common base. If there's no common base, it's a units and parts question. Step 2. Step 3 is look for a value. So there's two values here, 380 and 600. So 380 is made up of the books. Here is 4 units, okay, coming from here. The magazine at first is 5 parts. All right. Now let's talk about 600 here. This is the books in the end, 3 units. Magazine in the end is 2 parts. So now we can form 2 number statements. The first number statement is 4U minus the books at first minus the magazine in the end at first, sorry. The books at first minus the magazines at first is 380. The second number statement will be the books at first is 3 units minus the magazine, sorry, the books in the end is 3 units minus the magazine in the end is 2 parts. And the difference is 600. So next, you can either make units the same or parts the same. So what I'll do is I'll prefer, you can choose either one. I will prefer to make parts the same because parts is in the center times 2. And then it's negative. I want to remove it. Okay. If I make parts the same, I'll remove parts. And why I want to remove parts? Because it's negative. I don't want to deal with negative. Okay. So times 2, I get 8U minus times 2, 10 parts. Times 2, 380 times 2, we get 760. So this is times 5, I get 15U minus 10 parts is 600 times 5, 3000. Now I will use this statement, which is has a value, greater value minus this statement, which is 760. So 3000 minus 760, 3000 minus 760, you get 2240. So this right hand side. On the left hand side, the 10p minus the 10p are the same. So when minus is gone. So what is left is 15u, subtract 8u, and that gives you 7u. So therefore 7u has to be equal to, these two have to be equal. 2240. So 1u will be equal to 2240 divided by 7, and you will get 320. So the value 1u is 320. Question is, what was the total number of books and magazine at first? So at first there are 4 units of books. So 4 units of books is 4 times 320. And that gives you 1280. The magazine is 380 fewer than the books. So magazine will be 1280 minus 380 fewer. So there are 900 magazines. So altogether, books and magazine, add them up, you'll get 2180. So that's the answer. Let's continue with question number 13. So tank X was 4 feet filled with water. Tank Y was empty. All the water from tank X was poured into tank Y. After that, tank Y needed another 1944 cubic centimeter of water to fill to its brim. What was the volume of water in tank X at first? That's A is pretty new. How much water are there in tank X at first? It's just 15 times 14 times 17, which is the entire volume of tank X. And since it is only 4 feet filled, so times 4 feet, that will be the amount of water in tank X. 2856. So this answer for part A. Okay, we call it as 2856 ml. Okay, the unit is very important. Next, what was the height of tank Y? So first, this will be poured into tank Y. So tank Y will have 2856 ml from tank X. And to completely fill up tank Y, they pour another 1944. So plus 1944. So this will, for 4800 will completely fill up tank Y, which is the capacity. Now the question, they want to know the height, right? So the volume divided by the base area, we get the height. So what's the base area? 25 times 12. 25 times 12. So this is the base area of tank Y. Volume divided by base area, you get the height. So 16 is the height. Indicate the unit, 16 centimeter. Let's continue with question 14. Okay, this angle question is slightly, I think it's slightly easier in my opinion, compared to the folding one. All right, so let me move my, wow, not much space for me to write. Okay, so let's read. In the figure, ABC is a parallelogram. So we have indicated a parallelogram. Parallel, parallel. Okay. And this is isosceles triangle. AD equal to AE, so much clearly, these are equal. So the isosceles, this have to be 35. Some of it is just obvious, 35. Okay, and next, angle DFC is 100, EAD is 155, AED is 35. So if I look at it, the first angle that I want to find would be this angle. Angle on a straight line, the easiest. Let's get the easiest out first. So 180 minus 155 gives you 25. So this is 25 degrees. Okay. Another angle that I will find will be this angle. Angle inside the isosceles triangle. So isosceles triangle, you got 235. So this angle will be 180 minus 35 minus 35. So get the angles that you can find for now. 110. So try to populate as much as you can. Now the next angle I can find will be this angle at a point. This one. It looks a bit random, but it's okay. Every angle you find, it helps to make the picture clearer. So you need not straight away go to ADC. You can start with filling up as much as you can. So I fill up this one. Let's find out this one. So it's 360 minus 155 minus 110. And get a point, minus 25 degrees. And then we get 70 degrees. So this is 70. Now I think we can start looking for the angle ADC, this angle. So again, you see these are parallel lines, and these are parallel lines. Interior angle of a parallel lines are add up to 180 degrees. This plus this 180 degrees. So ADC angle, ADC will be equal to 180 degrees minus away 70 minus away 25 degrees. Then you get 85. So this answer part A. Part B, CBF. CBF, we're talking about this angle, okay? So to get this angle, I will need to find first, if this is 70, right? Because this is parallel, right? You can see the Z here, right? Let's show you. So this is Z, parallel lines. Okay, call it Z. And so this will be 70 degrees also. Now I need to find this. To find this, I can get, and I'll get two angles inside the triangle. So that angle is equal to angle on a straight line, 180 minus 100, I get 80 degrees. So this 80 degrees, and this 70 degrees. So all to get the required angle, CBF, it will be 180 minus 80 minus 70. That gives me 30 degrees. Okay, that's answer. 30 degrees, 85 degrees. Let's continue with question number 15. So before I continue, let's read the question. In the figure, QM is the arc of a quarter circle. So we're talking about this one, QM. Okay, it's the arc of a quarter circle. So where's the quarter circle? So this is a quarter circle. M and P is a straight line. M and P is a straight line. So M and P is a triangle, and MN is perpendicular to SN. SN is equal to 7, and MN is equal to 19. So we can find the area of this triangle, MNP, this one. Okay, let's find the area of this triangle. So area of triangle. Again, okay. Triangle MNP is half times base 19 times height 7. Okay, this is the base and the height. Okay, height. All right, it's 97. So it's 66.5. Now let's find, they want to find the total area of shaded part. So total area of shaded part, the strategy is, okay, actually I should tell the strategy first instead of looking straight to the area of triangle. The strategy is to find the area of this quadrant plus the area of this rectangle, then minus away the triangle MNP. So what's left behind with the shaded part, right? So, okay, I got a triangle. Next, I need to find the quadrant, and then I find a rectangle. Together, I minus away the triangle, I'll get the shaded part. So let's find the quadrant. Area of quadrant is equal to 1/4 times pi. Pi to use is 2207. Don't use the wrong pi, given 2207, got to use it. Times radius times radius. So radius is this, which is 7. Times 7 times 7. Use a calculator. You will get 38.5. Now let's find the area of rectangle. Okay, so area rectangle, you need to know length and breadth. So this is the length. Length will be 19 minus the radius here. So this is 7 also. Okay, so rectangle is length, okay, 19 minus 7 times breadth, and then get 84. So the strategy is area of quadrant plus area of rectangle minus away the unshaded triangle, which is 66.5. And your answer is 56. So this is the area of the shaded part, part A. Let's look at part B. the perimeter of unshaded triangle is 43.5 centimeter. Find the perimeter of the shaded parts. So perimeter of the shaded part is, let me show you. This is the perimeter of the shaded part. So this plus this plus the radius plus the length of the rectangle plus the circumference over here. All right. So let's find out this length. This NP plus PN. Okay. Let's find out what NP plus PN. NP plus PN is the perimeter of the triangle, which is 43.5, minus away 19, right? So perimeter of a triangle minus away 19, which is this line, you will get NP plus NPN, and that gives you 43.5 minus 19 is 24.5. So now that I got NP and PN, I need to plus 7 plus the length here, which is 19 minus 7. 19 minus 7, okay, which is what? 9 minus 7 is 12. So let me get this up. Let me write properly first. This is 19 minus 7 is 12. Now what I'm lacking now is this arc here. So this arc is a quarter of a circumference of a circle. So it's 1/4 times pi times diameter. Diameter will be 7 plus 7, 2 radius. Okay. Use a calculator, we get 11. So the answer is the arc, which is this, plus 12, 11 plus 12, plus 7, plus 9, sorry, then plus this one. Which one? NP plus PN plus 24.5. 24.5 is one. And the answer will be 54.5. So that's answer. 54.5 cm. So let's continue with question number 16. Question 16 is a pattern question. Wow, my screen cannot cover everything. Okay, 3, okay. So I will not read up. Okay, so if I look at the question, what is important is you need to know what's the differences between each second. So over here, the difference, let me use a different color pen. Difference here is plus 4. Here is plus 0, right? This is plus 5. This is plus 4. This is plus 5. So you can see go other than first and to the second, the rest is plus 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5. It goes plus 4 plus 5. Okay, now let's look at total here. Total here is plus 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4. Right? So the pattern goes like this. But then we read the first question. The first question, how many black dots are there on at the 8th mark? So 8th mark. So this is 6th mark, right? 6th mark is 21. 7th mark will be plus 4. 8th mark will be plus 5. So it's plus 4 plus 5. So you get 30. So that's easy. That's part A. Let's look at part B. Okay, part B. Part B is what is the total number of black and white dots at the 30th second? So we are looking at the third column here. Looking at this column, black total, black and white. So from this you can see that the dots, the total dots are added in groups of 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5. So one group is 4 plus 5, right? It's not. Now the question is, what is the total number of black and white dots at the 30th second mark. So from the first second to 30th second, how many groups of 9 are there? Right, that's actually what you're supposed to find out. Now, you need to find that first. To know how many groups of 9, we need to know how many intervals are there. So you can see that 1 interval, 2 interval, right? Every 2 interval is 9. Then another 1 interval, 2 interval. So every 2 intervals, it's 9. So let's see from the first second to the 30th second, how many groups of 2 intervals are there? So from the 1st to the 30th intervals, 30th second, there are 29 intervals. So 29 intervals divided by groups of 2 intervals, you get 14, remainder 1. So there are 14 groups of 2 intervals, and there's a remainder 1. The remainder 1 is this, plus 4. If it cannot be plus 5, plus 5 will be a group of 2 already. So 14 groups of there. So there are 14 groups of 2 intervals. So every group of 2 intervals is 9. 14 times 9 plus this remainder 1, which is a 4. You will get 126. 14 times 9 is 126 plus 4. You get 130. Okay, 130 is no answer. 130 is the value of the intervals from first second to 30th second, the value of intervals. To get a number of total dots, you need to include the first, the number of dots in the first second. So answer is 130 plus 3, 133. Okay, let's continue with the part C. I need a bigger space for part C, so I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use your blank paper. So you refer to your question, okay? Refer to your question. So part C asks, at which second mark will difference between the black and white dots be 188? So you're talking about the difference between the black and white dots be 188. So okay, first you need to draw a table because to help yourself. So this is the time. This is the difference. Okay. So the first second, third second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay, so you minus, so the first second is 3 minus 0, so it's 3. Right, the difference. Refer to the table in the question. The second is 3 minus 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. Next one is 7 minus 5 is 2, right? And then 12 minus 4 is 8. And 16 minus 5 is 11. And 21 minus 4 is 17. 21 minus 4 is 17. Next one will be, I don't know. Next one, let's figure, okay? So you look at this. This one is from positive 3 to negative 1. So you are actually, this one is like, okay, ignore this first, ignore this for a moment. From negative 1 to 2, you added 3. How do you know? This is number 9, this is minus 1. This is 2. So to get from here to here, we need to plus 1, become 0, and then plus another 2 to become 2. So altogether, the difference between negative 1 and 2 is 3. 1 plus 2, 3. So there's a total difference between the position of negative 1 and positive 2. Okay. So this is how I get. So that's why it's plus 3. Then from 2 to 4, you plus 6. From 8 to 11, you plus 3. From 11 to 17, you plus 6. So next one, you have to be plus 3. So that's how the pattern goes. So it's 20. Okay, so the question says, ask at which second mark will the difference between the black and white dots be 188. So this keep continue until it becomes 188. Now we draw, because here is a bit, the pattern here is quite different now. So we start analyzing from this point onwards. Okay. So from here onwards, it goes by every two intervals, groups of two intervals, and each group of two intervals is 3 plus 6, 3 plus 6, and so on. So 3 plus 6 is equal to 9 and made of two intervals. So this is group, so this is one group. Okay. So the difference continues in groups of 9, and each group of 9 is made of two intervals. Okay, so now the question is from -1. Oh no, I got wrong. Let me get the thing out. So the question is from -1 all the way to 188, how many groups of 9 has been added? Okay, so what you do is from -1 to 188, how many groups of 9, how much has been added? What you do is 188 subtract away -1. It is actually 188 plus 1. How do I do that? I mean, it's the same idea as a timeline here, okay? So this is 0, this is -1, this is 188. So from -1 to 188, you have to go 1 plus another 188. So the difference between -1 and 188 is actually 189. 1 plus 188, 189. So progressing from the second all the way to whatever here, you have added in 189 I would say value first. Let's talk value first, which is actually technically the difference between the black and the white dots. So from number 2 second to the question mark second here, or -1 to 188, you have added in 189 points. Okay. So 189 points comes in groups of 9. So let's divide and see how many groups of 9 are there. Divide by 9. We get 21 groups of 9. 21 groups of 9, we noted, earlier we said that every group is consisted of two intervals. So 21 times 2. So there are 42 intervals. 42 intervals. 42 intervals means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way 42. Okay. 42 intervals. 42 intervals, and to know the question mark here, you need to plus 1 for this and 1 more for this. Right? So 42 intervals to get the time second, it will be 42 plus this time and plus this time. 42 plus 1 plus 1. Or rather, the pattern number 1 and pattern number 2. So answer is 44. So it's on the 44th second that the total difference between the black and white dots is 188. Let's continue with the last question. So this last question is a little bit difficult. Pay attention. Mrs. Park had 120 more pens than notebook at her shop. After selling 75% of the pens and some notebooks, so she sold 75% of the pens. Notebooks is a question mark. How much notebooks is sold is still a question mark. Okay, she had 20% of the total number of pens and notebook left. So finally, she left 20% what he started off with. What was the total number of pens and notebooks she had at first? So first, I will convert all my percentage to fraction. That's why I always tell you, convert percentage to fraction. It helps you. I find it easier to do. So 75% is 3/4. 20% is 1/5. Okay, so let's work on this. Whenever there's a difference, quantitative difference, always draw a model. So pen versus notebook. So there are a total of 100 and 420. Okay, I'm writing the number outside the box because I need to remove 3/4. This one I need to remove 3/4 of the pens, and yeah, I need to remove 3/4 of pens. So first I remove, so I cut my pens model into two portions. The first portion I will further cut into 4 parts. Okay, and because I sell, because Mrs. Park sell 3/4, I'll share away 3/4 here. Similarly, I got to sell away 3/4 of my 420. So 3/4 of 420 is equal to 315. So what is left? 420 minus 315. You are left with 105. So this is 105. Okay. He sold some notebooks. I don't know how much. I do not know how much. So I just roughly shit like that. So and they say that 21 notebooks were left. So this is 21. All right. Now, the question says that she had 20% or 1/5 of the total number of pens and notebooks left. So 1/5 of everything, 1/5 of everything is equal to, let me show you, 1 unit, this left, plus 105 plus 21, right? So it's 1 unit plus 105 plus 21, and that gives you 1 unit plus 126, right? So so everything would be, that means if you don't sell anything, if Mrs. Park didn't sell anything, it will be 5, right? Which will be 5 multiplied, this times 5 and this times 5. 1U times 5, you get 5U. 126 times 5, you get 630. So this is their original before she sell anything. Okay. Which, if you look at the model here, the original is for pen is 1, 2, 3, 4 units and 420. Notebook will be 4 units. So you look from this model, it is the original is the 55 or total or original is equal to 8 units, 4 units from the pen. Okay, let me be very clear. It will be 4 units of pen plus 420 plus 4 units of notebooks. So which is 8U plus 420. So in other words, this has to be equal to this. All right. So 5U plus 630 must be equal to 8U plus 420. So 8U minus 5U will be equal to 630 minus 420. Okay. Bring all the units together and all the whole numbers to the other side of the equal sign. So 3U is equal to 210. 1U will be equal to 210 divided by 3 equal to 70. So what's the question? The question is, what's the total number of pens and notebooks? At first, it is again, it's 8U. Okay, it can go 5U plus 630, or you can go 8U plus 420. Either way. Okay. I use 8U plus 420. This is at first. 8 times 70 plus 420. And the answer will be -0. You can do 5U, 5 times 70 plus 630. You'll get the same answer. So this is the answer. Okay, that's all for this week, and I see you again next week.